Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado is located at a lofty altitude on the Continental Divide. The park is a section of the Rocky Mountains range, which stretches all the way from Canada to New Mexico. Isabella Bird, an English explorer, came to this region of the Rockies in the 1870s and was so touched by its beauty that she was inspired to remark, "I have found a dream of beauty, at which one could look all one's life and sigh." "150 years later, that goal is still alive, and it is preserved within a national park that is 415 square miles in size and is located just 70 miles from Denver. Welcoming you to a dream where trees are made of fir and calm meadows are filled with free-roaming animals. A dream in which a series of subalpine lakes form reflected stairs leading upwards toward the heavens, and in which alpine tundra towers above 60 granite peaks at an elevation of 12,000 feet. This goal is now a reality for people of all ages and abilities, as there are over 350 miles of hiking trails and 2 of the highest beautiful highways in the United States that provide access to the area. Subscribe to AWZ and let us know if you enjoy our video. The majority of tourists enter Rocky Mountain National Park through the eastern entrance, which is located just outside of Estes Park. During the warm summer months, traffic can be a real pain. Therefore, park your vehicle at the Beaver Meadows Visitor Center and take advantage of the park's complimentary shuttle services to get to and from the popular eastern trailheads. Sprague Lake is about 7 miles into the park and is named after the industrious Abner E. Sprague, who had a dude ranch and fishing lodge in this area at the turn of the 20th century. Even in modern times, trout fishing remains one of the most popular activities in this lake. In addition, the lake features a small circle route that is well-packed and paved, making it an excellent destination for families as well as individuals with mobility restrictions. A second simple hike is the short loop around Bear Lake, which goes through a mystical shoreline of spruce, aspen, and lodgepole pine trees. This trip is a good option for families. After leaving Bear Lake, take the trail that leads up Tyndall Gorge. Before arriving at one of the park's most accessible subalpine gems, Emerald Lake, make a pit stop by the Lilies of Nymph Lake and look into the flawless reflections of Dream Lake. You should tighten the laces of your boots, pack a few layers, and head out on the 10-mile trail that goes out and back to Sky Pond if you want a longer and more difficult trip. For a straightforward first mile, make a pit stop for a bite to eat next to the crashing waves of Alberta Falls, which was named after Abner Sprague's wife. From the falls, the path ascends to the rocky shores of the Loch, a Scottish lake that is certain to bring a tear to the eye of any visiting Highlander from Scotland. After this point, the trail begins to ascend more steeply, passing through meadows filled with wildflowers and herds of grazing deer on the way to the impressive wall of water and granite that is Timberline Falls. The trail starts at the bottom of the waterfall and climbs a 100-foot switchback. Although the ascent is not particularly challenging, hikers may consider turning around at this point if there is a chance of precipitation, such as rain or snow. After around 2 to 3 hours of hiking, climbing, and rock hopping, the tree line finally begins to recede, revealing the stunning natural splendor of Glass Lake. The trail dead ends at Sky Pond, a glacial basin that is sheltered by a citadel of granite cliffs and shark-toothed spires, just a few feet beyond the previous junction. Give thanks to Enos Mills as you look back down the valley. He relentlessly talked from coast to coast, sowing the seeds of the importance of the Rockies into the mind of the nation. In 1909, the man who is commonly referred to as the father of Rocky Mountain National Park revealed his idea. He said, "In years to come, when I am resting among the pines, thousands of families will find rest and hope in this park." And in the decades that have passed since then, millions of people have gone down these paths. After putting your legs and camera through their paces on the trails in the park's eastern section, you should then either get in your car or sign up for a tour and drive north into the park's high hills. Arrive in Horseshoe Park, a protected wetland area whose fertile soils and ideal U-shaped valley were bestowed upon the area approximately 15,000 years ago by a glacier that passed through the region. Old Fall River Road is a one-way, uphill, gravel road that follows a Native American hunting trail. If you want to trace the journey of the glacier, you should head west up Old Fall River Road. The road is only open during the summer months and cannot be driven on during the winter months. Nonetheless, snowshoers and cross-country skiers find it to be an enjoyable winter activity. Because of the road's hairpin turns, drivers must go at a leisurely speed and keep their nerve. However, there are a lot of safe pullovers where you can stop and soak in the vistas of the valley, the aroma of ponderosa, and the hypnotic rhythms of the snow melting. The road will soon come to an end at the Fall River Cirque, which is located after it emerges into the barren alpine tundra. This is the location where the glacier that eventually reached Horseshoe Valley, which is located 9 miles distant, began its journey. The Alpine Visitor Center is the highest visitor center in the whole system of national parks in the United States of America, and it is perched on the northern rim of the Fall River Cirque. Take the Alpine Ridge Trail up for a half mile after you've learned more about the Alpine Tundra and the people who were the first to travel across these mountains and valleys. Although the path through the tundra is not particularly long, there is a reason why it is referred to as Huffer's Hill. After getting your bearings in the thin air of the mountains, take some time to appreciate the views that extend far into both space and time. Old Fall River Road exits onto the midway point of Trail Ridge Road, which is the highest continually paved road in the United States, when approaching it from the Alpine Visitor Center. From this point, head back towards the eastern edge of the park, turn left, and stop at one of the many outlooks or rest sites along the way to take in the panoramic views. Alternately, you can turn right to head toward the southwestern side of the park. Be sure to make a pit stop at Milner Pass, which is the location that denotes the Continental Divide. This is the line that determines whether the waters of the Rocky Mountains flow west into the Pacific or east toward the Atlantic. While you're in the area, get some exercise on the Ute or Mt. Ida trails, which provide some of the most challenging and rewarding high alpine trekking along the divide. As is the case with any walks at higher altitudes in this region, you should get an early start and bring along warm clothing because storms can develop suddenly, particularly in the afternoons. Trail Ridge Road begins its steady descent from Milner Pass and concludes with Grand Lake, which is home to some of the most breathtaking scenery in the national park. Take the short and easy 1-mile climb to Adams Falls from the East Inlet Trailhead, and then continue on through woodlands and meadows that look like they were taken from a children's picture book. You could also take the North Inlet Trail, which leads further into the woods, to complete the 3.5-mile journey to Cascade Falls. The trail that you are on now is a section of the 3,100-mile-long Continental Divide Scenic Trail, which is perfect for people who have a thirst for even longer excursions. Continue going and either turn left to go to Mexico or turn right to go to Canada. However, for the majority of us, Rocky Mountain National Park provides more than enough excitement to satiate all of our most irrational yearnings. Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado is a dream that reawakens all of the senses. From the ever-present sounds of its snow melt to the cold, aromatic embrace of its alpine air, the park is a dream that captivates visitors. It is a dream that reveals the wonders of nature to each and every eye and ear, and elicits a sigh from the depths of each and every soul. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.